So one of the things I keep hearing now that Donald Trump has been convicted of 34 felonies is that this was settled 6 years ago and Donald Trump was cleared and they chose not to prosecute him then. Well, that's not what happened. What happened was 6 years ago, they investigated this crime when Michael Cohen was investigated and charged for it, and Michael Cohen did prison time for this crime, for his part in it. And they were looking at whether or not they could charge Donald Trump. But there was a standing DOJ policy that says you cannot indict a sitting president. Well, Donald Trump was the sitting president, so they said, well, we can't do anything about it. So Donald Trump got off scot-free for the time. They did not charge him. Now, as I've talked about in other videos, the statute of limitations is not up. If it was, they wouldn't have brought these charges. That would have been the first thing they looked at. But when they looked at this 6 years ago, they said, no, he's the sitting president. We can't do anything. And we thought for a while that they were going to bring the charges the minute he was no longer president. And that didn't happen. Now, why didn't it? Well, there was a different DA at the time. I'm not saying Cy Vance wasn't going to do it, but he was a DA. He had different, I think he was a DA anyway. He had a different line of thought to it, and then he got replaced by Alvin Bragg. And Alvin Bragg even drug his feet a little bit at first, and we thought maybe he wasn't going to do anything with it. Then all of a sudden he comes through, was the first DA to indict him, the first DA to bring him to trial, and the first DA to get a conviction. So no, this was not settled 6 years ago. Donald Trump was not cleared 6 years ago. He was sitting president, and he was protected by the DOJ's policy of not indicting a sitting president. That's also why he wants to go back to being president again. He doesn't care about running the country. He wants the protection from being prosecuted for the crimes he's committed.